Senior Moments, sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Good morning. This is the Senior Moments Show. I am your host, Sid Roeder, visiting today with Tracy Pharis with Bluewater, and here I'm struggling already because you are flying under a different flag, Bluewater Health Insurance. Good morning, Tracy.
Good morning.
It's good to have you here. So after I've bloopered the beginning up thoroughly, there's been a switch of flags. So let's talk about that for a split second with your new address and the name.
Yeah, so I have recently relocated my office a couple of months ago, and I am now just under my own name, which is Bluewater Health Insurance. People ask how I got that. Well, I love the color blue, and water is my favorite place to be. It's so peaceful and serene, and I thought I'm going to combine the two and put health insurance behind it, and that just tells people what I do. So it's very personal to me. My new office is at 74 West, 100 North in Logan. Cute building. It's a Farm Bureau building that's been remodeled recently, and my office is in there, and I'm super excited.
That is great, but truly nothing has changed. Tracy's still the same, and she is still our Medicare expert for the Empowering Seniors Group. Let me talk about those people for just a second. As Tracy is a member, the Empowering Seniors Group is a group of professionals that has dedicated their time and effort to provide information to seniors, their family members, and really anybody who cares. And we do so via this radio show. And if you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniors.cv@gmail.com, and the CV stands for Cache Valley. And lastly, you can call me personally at 435-512-6406. So Tracy, let's maybe start off with what we have had on the radio show before, Medicare. Open enrollment's coming up when?
Yeah, open enrollment starts October 15th, goes through December 7th. So there's several things that can happen during that time. People who are already on Medicare can make changes, and that's the most important thing that people know is you can change plans, you can change drug plans, you can change your Medicare Advantage plan, you can drop a supplement, pick up a different supplement, whatever it is that you'd like to do during that time. There are some rules on the supplement, so I don't want to throw that out there as just, hey, you can do this without any problems. But as a standard statement, just generalizing, it is a time to make a change. It's also a time to evaluate. And I think sometimes people get really comfortable where they're at, and that's great. If they love where they're at, that's not a problem. But I have preached this before, and I'll continue to preach it. If you don't even know how to get in touch with your agent and haven't spoke to them in years, you really should do an evaluation to make sure that you are in the very best possible scenario for your circumstances.
So I mean, I've often wondered, so if you don't check in, you are automatically staying in what you've signed up the first time you signed up with, right?
That is correct. Now, the only exception to that would be is if they took that plan away from our area. You know, so if you signed up with Blue Cross and they decided not to continue the plan, they would notify you and say you have to switch. But if whatever plan you've chose to stay on is here and has never left, you could be on it for a very long time.
So what are some of the things that have changed that stood out to you in the past that made it so important to look at it?
Formularies change frequently, and that's on medications. Not just what is covered, but the pricing on it as well. So that, I think, is a big one. When people are first aging into Medicare, something that they should look at that's important as well is if they're going with a Medicare Advantage plan, it has a network, so they need to make sure that their doctors are covered. So that's another important conversation to have. That can change too. Doctors can leave networks. They can, some doctors have went independent. Some have decided to do like a cafeteria type scenario. A lot of changes have happened in the health insurance, Medicare world that would make it a really important thing to evaluate.
So how does it look in practicality when let's just imagine I'm a listener, I heard you, I know I haven't looked at my plan in a couple of years, I would like you to come and check it out. Can I contact you before open enrollment?
You can, but not until October 1st, and that is a very hard fast rule by the federal government. So once October 1st hits, we can have conversations. If you wanted to make a change, we can't do that application until October 15th. And again, those are just really hard rules that the federal government has in place. And truthfully, that's for the protection of our senior market. So I fully support those, but yes, that is the rule.
So how hard is it to get an appointment, and how much time does that typically take to sit down with you?
Not hard to get an appointment. You're just making a phone call and we can get something on the books. If it's just a reevaluation, probably 30 minutes. Things that, questions that I can ask would be, are your doctors in network currently? Is there some that you want to go to that you haven't been able to go to? And then, of course, medications.
So what do I need to bring, just in case I have never spoken to you before and I'd like to talk to you first? What do I need to bring in for you to know what I have?
A list of your medications will be super helpful. Your Medicare, if you have a Medicare Advantage plan, that card, because I want to know what policy or what plan you currently have, so that we would know whether or not that was a good decision to change you off of that. And really, those are the only things that we would need.
Okay. Well, we're already coming up on our first break here. So before we go out on that first break, Tracy, let's just make sure that people understand where you're at, your company name one more time, and your location.
Yeah, so my name is Tracy Pharis. I'm with Bluewater Health Insurance. My address is 74 West, 100 North in Logan. And the best phone number to reach me is 435-890-8155.
Thank you, Tracy, and we'll be sure to mention that in our next segment. Again, let me mention our sponsor really quick one more time, which is the Empowering Seniors Group. If you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com, and the CV stands for Cache Valley. And lastly, if you have any suggestions for this show, any guests you'd like to see us invite, you can reach me personally at 435-512-6406. We're going to take a little break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When it comes to successful aging, eating well matters. Staying physically active matters. Getting socially engaged matters. Living alone, aging alone, it's harder to consistently do that. Hi, this is Chris Grohl with Pioneer Valley Lodge, where we make it easier to do those things every day. Our mission at Pioneer Valley Lodge in North Logan is to help seniors live better, age more gracefully, and stay independent for as long as possible. Pioneer Valley Lodge, an independent living community for seniors.
Did you know 1 in 3 people will visit a nursing home? Did you know that once there, they will stay there for an average of 3 years? Did you also know there are insurance options that can help cover this experience? Hi, I'm Tracy Pharis with Bluewater Health Insurance. It's not cheap to stay in a full-fledged nursing home. Long-term care insurance can help you or a loved one get the care they need and deserve. If you wait until you need it, you may be too late. Give me a call at 435-890-8155.
You have a lot of options when it comes to buying or selling a home. Do you list it online, sell it yourself, or do you have a realtor help? It's a major financial and emotional decision. A realtor is the liaison between buyers and sellers and really helps you navigate complex contracts, deadlines, and disclosures.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty. I work for you to get the best outcome for your situation. Let me earn your trust with a free consultation and a free market analysis. Call me today at 512-6406. Then list it, sell it, and move on.
This is Mark Thurston with White Pine Funeral Services. The best time to plan is when you have time to plan. Having a prearranged funeral gives peace of mind for everyone involved. White Pine will customize your final wishes to fit your needs, from a traditional burial to cremation to a custom headstone. White Pine also accepts prearranged plans from other mortuaries, and we will absorb any transfer or revocation fees. No penalty to you. Visit whitepinefunerals.com or come and see us for more information.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
Hi, this is Bruce with Comfort Care. One of the ways we help loved ones stay in their home is by assisting with daily tasks. These may include bathing, meal preparation, medication reminders, and housekeeping. We even help with shopping, transportation, and errands. Most of all, we offer a trusted level of care. Let us help you live your best life possible with Comfort Care. This is Bruce, and you can call me at 754-7676. Comfort Care, 754-7676.
Welcome back. This is the Senior Moment Show. I'm your host, Sid Roederer, visiting today with Tracy Pharis. She owns Bluewater Health Insurance here in Logan, Utah. Tracy, welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Good to have you here. We've talked a little bit about open enrollment coming up for Medicare. Of course, open enrollment's coming up for everything else too. Let's talk about some of the other products that you're able to help people with.
Yeah, so you are absolutely right, Sid. It's a crazy time of the year. So starting November 1st is open enrollment for traditional health insurance, and that goes until December 15th. So basically that 6-week period is just crazy, and long days, long hours at work, but it's important to take care of our clients, and that's the only time that we really can do it. So what can you do during that time? Well, the same thing as Medicare. If you wanted to change plans, that would be the time that you could do it. If you wanted to enroll in a plan for the first time, that would also be the time to do it. And yeah, so those are the two biggest things that you can do during open enrollment is we renew people's applications, we change things if they need to be changed, and then we look at their policies that they currently have and make sure that that fits their needs going forward for next year.
And what are some, if I may ask, because you probably have received some education on it or are in the midst of it, what are some of the things that have changed for this year that are worth mentioning?
So we haven't seen that too much yet. I am hoping to see more HSA qualified plans going forward for next year. The companies, all of them, just kind of as a general statement, went to one, and that is not very many. So I am a huge fan of the health savings account qualified plans. So I'm hoping, we can't see them yet, but I am hoping that there are more available starting next year.
Can you elaborate a little bit what that means for the consumer?
Yeah, so a health savings account is basically a bank account that you can dump money into that as long as you as long as you use it for medical expenses, you're able to keep that money tax-free. So it goes in tax-free, it remains tax-free as long as you spend it on things like meeting your deductible, medications, dental, vision, hearing, all of those kinds of things. And it's a huge win. I'm a big fan because I think it's nice to not pay tax on money that you're already going to be spending for medical expenses.
Absolutely. So maybe let's talk about you can also do small group insurance. Do you want to?
I can. And the nice thing about small group insurance is if you're just considering it for the first time, there is not an open enrollment period for it. So a small group, small employer who maybe has crossed that threshold, wants to start offering that as a benefit to, get to get qualified workers to either come and go with them or stay with them. They can do that policy anytime in the year. So it doesn't matter.
So what was the criteria on that? It was a minimum of employees on that one?
They only have to have one employee that's a W-2 employee.
Okay. So there's no limit? Or
no.
Is there a cap of?
Yeah. So anything over 50, they would move to large group. So small group is really, 1 to 50.
Okay. So what, we're already creeping up on our next segment here in 2 minutes, but is there any other products that we haven't touched on that you're able to help people with?
So a lot of people are really interested in dental and vision. We can, couple those pretty nicely with just a regular medical policy. Some policies will have certain benefits in them, so it doesn't always make sense, but probably the number one question that I do get asked is, what about dental and vision? Sometimes it doesn't make sense financially, and I'm pretty straightforward and honest with my clients about that, but there are times when it does make sense. So that's a big one, probably the number one question that I get asked after medical insurance.
This actually brings up, and I was totally wrong on the time, this actually brings up a question that I had never thought about with the health savings account. If you use that money for like glasses or any dental work, is that also tax exempt, or how does that work?
It sure is, yeah. And one of the misconceptions that people have is I can't use the health savings account money if I don't have dental or vision insurance. It's not true. You don't have to have the insurance in order to use that money. So let's say that you just want to self-pay your dentist, for your office visits, your cleanings every 6 months. You absolutely can use the HSA money to do that. That's not a problem. If you wanted to go buy a pair of glasses, you can do that with that money as well.
Wonderful. And the cap in that, again, for a health savings account, what was it?
Yeah, so for a family, it's $7,300 this year. For just an individual, it's half that amount. And those amounts go up $100 every year for a family and $50 every year for an individual.
Okay. Let me think. Is there anything in your head that we haven't touched on product-wise that you'd still like to talk about?
Not product-wise, but I do think that, again, it's kind of like the Medicare situation, right? People, you really need to do an evaluation during open enrollment, and you need to be making sure that what your family's needs are being met with your medical insurance. It is a very important decision. And that goes with dental and vision as well. There's been multiple times that I've told people, I don't think it's worth the money, you shouldn't do it. And then there's also been times when I've said, yeah, you guys have pretty high usage, you'd probably, realize your costs on this. So just, if I could educate people on anything, it would be make sure that you're evaluating this. Don't just let it roll over. Don't just ignore it, because there will come a time when you need your health insurance. I promise you. Statistically, it's every 5 to 7 years. So make sure that you are looking at it, that you're making sure that it fits your family's needs, and that you're meeting with your agent to talk about that.
Great. And on that note, let me have you recite your phone number one more time in case somebody would like to check in with you, Tracy.
You bet. So my phone number is 435-890-8155, and I'm Tracy Pharis with Bluewater Health Insurance.
Thank you, Tracy. This is the Senior Moment Show. We are sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group. If you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info or email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com, and the CV stands for Cache Valley. We're going to take a little break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If you're retired or plan to retire soon, will you outlive your money, or will your money outlive you? If you don't know the answer, I can help. Hi, I'm Patty Bartholomew, a financial consultant with Parsonex Securities. If you have questions about your financial plan or just need a second opinion, call me today at 435-227-5556.
Investments are not FDIC insured, nor are they deposits of or guaranteed by a bank or any other entity, so they may lose value. Investors should carefully consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the funds. This and other important information is contained in each fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, which can be obtained from a financial professional and should be read carefully before investing. Securities offered through Parsonex Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC, 8310 South Valley Highway, Suite 110, Inglewood, Colorado, 80112-303-662-8700.
Did you know 10,000 baby boomers qualify for Medicare every day? Did you know that you'll start to get swamped with mail about Medicare 6 months before your 65th birthday? Did you also know it doesn't cost anything to use an insurance agent to help you navigate through all those offers? Hi, I'm Tracy Pharis with Bluewater Health Insurance. Let me help you understand all the offers you're receiving and find the plan that fits best for your situation. Call me today at 435-890-8155.
This is Brian Erickson for the Sunshine Minute. Each day, our nurses, CNAs, cooks and servers, housekeepers, laundry staff, music, recreation therapy teams, office staff, receptionists, and many more arrive around the clock. These heroes show up ready and willing to serve and protect our residents and clients. We are so grateful to our dedicated team. On behalf of the Board of Sunshine Terrace Foundation and our community, thank you to all of our employees for keeping us safe. We bring more to life together.
Whether you have a small business, large corporation, or sole proprietorship, remember Cook Martin Polson has provided quality accounting services since 1977. At Cook Martin Polson, they believe you've earned it, and they're going to help you keep it. Take a minute right now to call 750-5566. That's 750-5566 to set up your tax appointment and let Cook Martin Polson show you how to keep the money you have earned.
This is Jared Ripplinger with Cook Martin Polson. You've worked hard for your money. Let us help you keep it.
Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram offers free delivery service 5 days a week, Monday through Friday throughout the valley. Just stay home and they will deliver to you. With 25 different suppliers, they won't have the shortage that others might have. Also, with compounding and many other services, they will be able to serve all your needs. In order to stay safe and help slow the spread, please call Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram at 245-DRUG, and they will take care of you.
Welcome back. This is the Senior Moments Show. I'm your host, Sid Roeder, visiting today with Tracy Pharis. She is with Bluewater Health Insurance here in Logan. Welcome back, Tracy.
Thank you. Good to be here.
We've talked about Medicare and health insurance and small group and dental. Let's maybe step back a little bit into Medicare and talk about what happens, because for a lot of people this year, that's going to be the case, is when they first age into Medicare.
Yeah, so there's several scenarios where open enrollment would not apply to you. And this is where it can get a little bit confusing for people that are turning 65. So if you're turning 65 this year or have turned 65 this year, if you're already 65, yes, Medicare does apply to you, open enrollment does apply to you if you've already, signed up on a plan, that kind of thing. But where Medicare's open enrollment doesn't apply to you is if you're turning 65 in that window. So September, October, November, December. If you're turning 65, don't worry about the open enrollment period because it really doesn't affect you. You're in what's called your initial enrollment period, where that's 7 months total, but it's 3 months before your birthday, the month of your birthday, and 3 months after. So that 7-month window, you have the opportunity to enroll in Medicare, choose a plan, all of those things. And so if that's when your birthday is, don't worry about open enrollment. It does not apply to you.
So I've always wondered, I know it probably never happens because people get bombarded with mail during that time, but if someone, for whatever reason, misses that window, what happens?
Well, it depends, but there is a penalty for Part B and Part D. So B as in boy, D as in dog. There is a penalty for not enrolling in that when you're first eligible to do so. So every scenario is different. It would depend, and that's probably the best answer. But just know if you miss that window, you probably don't have many options.
Ouch.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so but not many options until next enrollment period, and then you can try to start to fix some of that. Is that correct?
Yes, but that penalty follows you the rest of your life.
Ouch. That's
yeah. So just call me and we'll make sure that doesn't happen.
Good idea. So what is someone to expect at age? I know we've talked about this in previous radio shows, and typically I've been forewarned by you, there is a ton of mail that flies in the house from all kinds of providers trying to solicit your business. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, and it is. You're absolutely right, Sid. And at 65, people are just highly educated. They want to make sure that they're making all the right decisions, so they read every piece of mail that comes in the door. And sadly, it's just nothing but confusion. And that is no fault of yours. It is so much information that it is hard to decipher. So you can expect that to start happening about 6 months before your birthday, your 65th birthday, because that's legitimately the only way that companies can contact you. Agents can buy lists of people, and that can also become really infuriating. You are going to be inundated with phone calls as well. That is not my standard procedure. I do not buy lists. I completely 100% disagree with that kind of marketing. Even though it's legal, I think it's unethical, but that's just me. So anyway, just be aware. You're going to be getting all kinds of phone calls. And I tell my clients, just don't answer them if you don't know who it's from.
Right. And how do I visualize an initial appointment? So I'm assuming same thing as if you're just checking up. If I'm taking any medication, I'm bringing you a list of that. And then how long does it usually take for an initial consult?
So in that first visit, it's probably an hour is probably more realistic, just because we want to make sure that we are doing a thorough investigation into all plans and all possibilities for you so that we do the right thing. So an hour would be an appropriate amount of time.
And what all do you look at? I know you also kind of ask for family history, because that might be an indicator how, medical situation might look like. What are you looking for?
Not as many questions about family history, but if you are currently in a situation where your health is not good, that would be a really important conversation, just so that we make sure that we, like for instance, if you're going through cancer, we want to make sure that your cancer doctor is in network. We want to make sure that the facility where you're having your chemotherapy done is in network. So current in the moment, things that might be going on. If you're a type 2 diabetic, that would be also important to understand, because that might change, and lead us down a path that we maybe wouldn't have went down had that not been the scenario.
Thank you. We're already coming up on the end of our show here, Tracy, so I just wanted to see if there's anything else that you feel important to share for our listeners.
Just use an agent. It doesn't cost any more to do that, and we are highly educated on what we do. It's our job. So use an agent. It's really important.
And let's have your phone number one more time.
Yeah. My phone number is 435-890-8155.
Thank you for coming in today, Tracy. Again, interesting to talk about Medicare and all things health related. This is the Senior Moment Show. We're at the end of our show. We hope you tune in again next week.